Hello guys, it's Sunday, so here is your weekly dose of urban news. So, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update, and before we start, as always, a massive thanks to my awesome Patreon supporters and everyone else who keeps this going. And welcome aboard Reinhard Sterlicke. Chinese company Yutong has signed an agreement to supply trolleybuses to the Dutch city of Arnhem. In total, the company is to deliver 69 battery-powered trolleybuses to the city, including both standard 12-meter models and 18-meter articulated ones. Complete renewal of the fleet is scheduled to be finished no later than December this year. In Arnhem's fleet, the new vehicles will replace trolleybuses from the Swiss manufacturer Hess, while Solaris, which previously supplied 10 Trolino trolleybuses to the city, didn't receive an order this time. And by the way, this is quite unpleasant news for Hess, as for me. Arnhem's trolleybus network is the only one in the Benelux countries, and the city plans to expand it toward Ede, Heteren, Duiven, Westerwold, Elst and Nijmegen without extending the overhead contact line by using battery-powered trolleybuses that recharge while in motion. However, the launch of Chinese trolleybuses was slightly delayed. The first 31 units didn't receive their certificates of compliance in time, while the Hess trolleybuses they were supposed to replace had already been taken out of service, and as a result the city had to use backup buses instead. Notably, Yutong vehicles have a different electrical setup from standard trolleybuses. Basically, they are electric buses with trolley poles added, plus the ability to charge while moving. This means they keep running on battery power even when connected to the overhead wires. Classic battery-powered trolleybuses work differently. When they are connected to the wires, power from the network goes directly to the motors, while the battery is simply charged. The Yutong's design allows for greater standardization and easier maintenance, but in the long run it may put more stress on the battery and reduce its service life and reliability. In the German city of Mainz, they launch a new tram section on Bingerstrasse. It's about 300 meters long and runs from Münsterplatz along Bingerstrasse to the Hauptbahnhof West area. The main goal of the project is to relieve the heavy traffic around the front plaza of the main train station. The new track allows trams to bypass the station's front square, but passengers can still get off at the Hauptbahnhof West stop and walk to the main train station. At the same time, many passengers traveling between the western districts and the city center can now get there faster. The MPK Poznań Transit Company has purchased 10 Modorus Gamma trams from its in-house manufacturer Modor Trans Poznań with an option for an additional 20 units. The contract also includes the supply of depot equipment and spare parts, warranty repairs, and staff training in operation and maintenance. Each tram costs 3.74 million euros. Overall, Modorus trams already make up the majority of the city's fleet. The Turkish city of Trabzon has signed a contract for the construction of the first phase of a new light rail line. The planned line will run about 15 to 16 kilometers between the planned city hospital district and the Trabzon airport, creating an east-west corridor along the coastal line. It will serve key destinations that generate passenger traffic, including the new city hospital, the football stadium, and major streets. A large part of the line will be built with grade separation using tunnels and viaducts to avoid conflicts with intense street traffic and the limited topography of the coastal area. Overall, this project is part of the city's strategy to shift residents away from car travel to public transport. In the future, the city plans to build a 32-kilometer network with 30 stations. Meanwhile, in Kenya's capital Nairobi, they approved the first phase of the metro system project, which includes a 10-kilometer underground ring line that will serve the city center and a 20-kilometer Eastlands line that will run to Kayoli. The project is estimated to cost $7.78 billion, of which $5.3 billion will be spent on infrastructure and stations, and $900 million on rolling stock and depot equipment. In the first phase, 25 stations are planned, 10 of which will be underground, with the rest being elevated or at the ground level. The stations will be designed for high capacity, the network will feature catenary electrification, and the trains will be equipped with regenerative braking. Nairobi currently has around 6 to 6.5 million residents, but at the current growth rate, this number can reach 14 to 15 million by 2063. And at the same time, the city already suffers from severe traffic jams, and the average speed at the city center is 5 to 10 kilometers per hour. Traffic congestion in Nairobi is estimated to cost the city more than $1 billion annually, and at the same time, the metro is expected to boost annual GDP growth by 1 to 1.5% through 2035. Construction is set to begin in 2028, with the opening scheduled for 2034. In Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, they've begun demolishing the Rike concert hall designed by the Italian architectural company studio Fuksas. The building, which had stood empty since the completion of the major construction work in 2012, was never put into operation. Demolition began less than 2 weeks after the Tbilisi Architectural Department issued a demolition permit for the building's owner. The concert hall was built in the central Rike Park as part of a large-scale urban renewal program implemented during Mikhail Saakashvili's presidency. And after the change of power in 2012, the project was actually frozen, and its connection with the previous administration is considered one of the main reasons for the decision not to finish construction. Although the main construction work was completed almost 15 years ago, the interior was never finished. In 2022, after a decade of inactivity, the building was sold to a development company which obtained a demolition permit in 2025 and plans to build a new hotel on the site. Meanwhile, Tobu Railway, which serves the Greater Tokyo area, has unveiled new 10-car 90,000 series electric trains for the Tobu Tojo line. These trains, with a track gauge of 1069 mm and aluminum bodies, are manufactured by Hitachi at its Kasaro plant, and their design is inspired by the shape of traditional Takasebune boats. The new train reduces energy consumption by 40% and can reach speeds of up to 110 km per hour. It is scheduled to begin service on the line in late September this year. The Tobu Tojo line itself, which is 75 km long and serves 39 stations, has been in operation since 1914 and carries about 1 million passengers daily. Wow. And that's all the news for this time. The links to the news sources, as usual, are in the video description, so thanks for watching and see you in the next videos.